I made this piece of art, I put a lot of work into it, and it gets like maybe 2 likes, no comments, and you start to kind of feel bad about it. But I would ask, hey friends, if you're new to this channel, my name is Joel Santana and I am an illustrator with 20 years experience working in the creative industry. I've had the honor to work on projects such as children's books, illustration for advertising, mobile gaming studios, and worked with really fun brands like Disney, Champ Sports, and I've taught digital painting to over 30,000 students online. I created this channel to help equip people like you to learn the skills and gain the confidence that they need in order to create the things that I believe you were created to make. So be sure to subscribe if you're interested in more content, and now let's get back to the video. I wanted to talk in this video today about how many times you create a piece of art and you create it with a specific goal in mind. It might be something like, I want to create this piece of art and add it as part of my portfolio to get a job. Or maybe you're creating this and you want to share it online and you want some sort of an end result with it. You want people to respond to it in a certain way, whatever the case may be. But many times when we create something, there's something that we're expecting this piece of art to be able to do. This past weekend, I was going to a concert with my daughter, and she came into my office, into my studio back here, and asked, hey, would you do a drawing of Forrest Frank for me? This is the artist that we were going to go see in concert, and she was like, can you do a drawing of him? Because it would be awesome if we could get it signed. She was asking because she wanted to have something for the artist to sign, and something to like remember this experience that we were about to take, because her and I haven't had like just daddy-daughter kind of date in quite some time, and we used to do it a lot when she was younger. So she was really excited about that, and she just wanted to have something as a keepsake, something that she could look at and think, okay, this is when I went to that concert with Dad. So I created this piece of art, and I was inspired by his music already, because I'm a fan as well. It's a common interest that her and I have.
The sun and moon are dim compared to how you shine.
And so I created this piece of art. I can still remember when she came into the room and saw it, and she was like, oh, this is cool. You know, she was excited about it. And so yeah, we packed our bags and drove up to Jacksonville. So it was a mini road trip. You know, it was the first time that she had been to an artist, a concert by an artist that she truly enjoys their music. So we rushed up there, we checked in really quick to the Airbnb, and then we ran to the arena, literally ran to our seats just in time before the show began. And the show was absolutely fantastic. Not just the music, but even Forrest Frank sharing his testimony and just how the Lord brought him to where he is today. However, we did not get the illustration signed. And the reason why I'm sharing this story with you today is because I think a lot of times if you make art, a lot of times we make art and it doesn't quite necessarily do the thing that we originally wanted it to accomplish. You know, and it doesn't have to be that you're trying to get somebody to sign this cool drawing that you did or whatever. It can be as simple as, I made this piece of art, I put a lot of work into it, and then I share it on social media, and it gets like maybe 2 likes, no comments, or whatever the case may be. It just doesn't quite hit the mark or reach that expectation that you had for the art. And you start to kind of feel bad about it. But I would ask, why did you make that art to begin with? You see, the more that I thought about it, I thought, okay, I didn't get this signed, but was the actual reason what my inspiration when I was making this art? Was it really like, I gotta make this thing look good so that he could sign it? Or was the true inspiration and why I even did it, was it really for my daughter? Was it really for her to have something that I made? Sure, I'm not gonna lie, of course it would have been really cool to get it signed, and then that way she has something that her dad made, and then it was also signed by an artist that she really likes, you know, that she really likes his music. But the inspiration and the reason why I made it, if that wasn't even a factor, if it wasn't even, if I knew for a fact that there was no possibility that he would ever even sign it, I still would have wanted to create this art because I still, the true motivation and inspiration behind it was to make something for her. You know, in the end, yeah, he didn't sign it, but in the end, she got to enjoy this really cool concert in a way that was, the way I saw it is, it exceeded her expectations. I mean, he's a really good performer. And then now she still has this cool little keepsake. And every time that she looks at this drawing, she'll remember that her father made this for her. And she'll remember that trip that her and I took to Jacksonville to see this artist perform. But she'll remember that experience, the fun that we had, the conversation that we had on the drive up there, the conversation that we had just while up there, while we were having dinner. All of these things, all of these moments, I feel like my drawing was a part of this experience. And so I feel like, yeah, while this drawing didn't necessarily meet the original intention behind it, which was to get it signed, you know, that was part of the intention, it still fulfilled a purpose, a different purpose. And I really hope that this encourages you, because again, you might be thinking, what does a dad doing a drawing of Forrest Frank for his daughter have to do with me as an artist? What I'm trying to tell you is that to just be encouraged, and trying to tell you that sometimes the artwork that you make, you put a certain goal, you attach a certain goal to it. And many times I've found in my life that although it doesn't achieve that goal, it still serves a purpose. I've had moments where I've created a piece of art and maybe it doesn't have quite the big reach that I originally wanted it to have, but I've had moments where even just one person, one or two people might reach out to me and say, wow, that drawing really spoke to me because I was going through this or I was experiencing that, and when I saw that drawing, it just spoke to me in such a way. That's happened to me not just online, but even at when I would do a lot of like Comic-Con shows. And I'm not trying to say that when you make art and you put it out there that it doesn't matter if people don't respond to it. I believe that as creators, you want to make things and you want people to like it. You want people to respond to it. I think anyone that says that they don't care, in all honesty, I don't think it's very sincere of an answer, because I think it's fair to say I want people to like it. I mean, what author writes a book and says, I hope nobody reads this? You know what? I'm gonna write this book and I don't care if a single person reads it. I just wanted to write it because I want to write it. Or imagine a musician that makes a song and says, I hope nobody likes this song. I hope people don't listen to it and they just don't care for it. You're not defined, and your success or your talent, your gifting is not defined by how other people respond to it. That's not the point. But you do want people to like it. You want people to be able to engage with it. You want to be able to make something that maybe it's not going to change somebody's life, although in some cases it could impact somebody pretty strongly. But maybe it just brings a smile to somebody's face. Maybe it just makes somebody feel, maybe it cheers somebody up that was having a rough day. The art that you make, when you put it out there, it will impact somebody. But the only way to guarantee that it won't impact anyone is to just not make it and not share it. I'm glad that I made the art that I created. The person who inspired it musically, the artist, Forrest Frank, doesn't know that I exist, doesn't know that this drawing exists. But that doesn't matter, because it's such a cool thing that an artist in a completely different medium can make something and inspire somebody else. And they'll never know how many people or who was touched by that piece of art. And so if you think of it from that perspective, when you make something, you never know who's being impacted, who's being inspired by the thing that you share, even if you never hear about it. I love that I was able to create something that was a gift for my daughter, and something that will remind her of not just that she got to go see a cool artist perform, but that she got to take a trip with her father, and this awesome experience that we had this past weekend, this road trip. All of that is just so cool. The artwork served a purpose, even if it looked a little bit different from what I originally intended. It's okay to put a certain level of expectation on something, or to put a good amount of work into the things that you make. Just know that sometimes the purpose of that thing that you made might be a little bit different than the one that you originally intended for it to do. So I hope you found this encouraging. I hope that you continue to make good art, continue to share it, and keep the fire alive, my friends.